Dear family, I'm making this recording today for our Claire, as she has lost her voice from the cold she's had. Please pray for her full recovery. Claire began, "Thank you, Lord, for your peace. May it reign in our hearts and spill over on our brothers and sisters. My dear family, I am really missing you. I managed to catch a bug last week and it has had me flat on my back. When I get flat on my back, I think of all of you and force myself to get up, but then I feel weak and have to return to bed. But I am getting better, and I wanted to hear from the Lord and what is on His heart, so here I am. My time has been taken up in instructing the new people who have come here and arranging some of the things having to do with building. All I can think of is that soon it will be done enough for us to move up there and be settled enough to share new messages with you. But rather than wait for that time, Lord, please tell us what is on your heart and mind." Jesus began, "The coming elections. It is no mystery to you that the enemy is planning many disruptions to prevent Donald from being re-elected. In the past few weeks, you have come very close to serious issues, including the start of a war. What has happened is that many of you have offered your prayers on behalf of this president, and I have allowed certain inconveniences and sickness to come along and make things more difficult for you, so that you could offer these as fast offerings. Be patient with me, loved ones. These little offerings have turned the tide on several situations. I have told you before that the rapture is not happening any time soon, and I am reaffirming that. However, the evil ones are bent on doing serious harm to the innocent, as well as using events to undermine the elections. What I am asking of you, my bride, is that you remain faithful to your station in life and take these things in stride, not allowing yourselves to be derailed or sidetracked. And Claire, my beloved, I know how you suffer over what you cannot do. However, you are only human, and my choice for your mind is to have it on me first and foremost, the flock, and then the doings with the refuge. I have sent you competent people. You may let it go a little more every day, and things will get done according to what is most necessary. What you must be on guard against are the spiritual attacks that will come at each of you daily. The devils are forever looking for an open door. Pride is the number one door that most of you have. Self-righteousness and self-opinion are easily exploited by the enemy. Children, your number one assignment is to love me with all your hearts, minds, strength, and being, and love your brother as yourself. Please do not let one moment pass by in which a brother or sister needs something and you do nothing. And when some kind of correction is needed, think 3 times before you open your mouth. Think, are they in a position to hear this, or are they discouraged? Think, was it deliberate or an accident? Think, is it really necessary to address this at all? This will prevent you from hurting another who is already struggling with life that day. Better always to compliment and encourage one another than find fault. How beautiful it is to see you all meeting one another's needs. My heart exults in the love you have for one another. I have to tell you, Satan is furious that you care so much for one another. So he is trying to plant secret judgments against others in your minds and hearts. Please do not let him spoil something so innocent and loving as these relationships. Please do not quarrel over moot points, things that have no bearing on personal holiness and brotherly love. To always be right is more often than not wrong. It is best to leave things that stir up pride and anger totally without ammunition. Please come to Mother Clare when you have a difficult question, rather than trying to solve it on your own. This accomplishes 2 things, character and humility in your soul, as well as benefiting others and the community by deferring to her better judgment. Doing violence to your own opinions can be a very difficult trait to overcome, but I promise you that you will be better off and more accomplished in humility when you do. You have been called together because many of you are candidates for leadership in the future. But as Mother has shared with you, she only sees herself as a follower of mine. She longs to do what I would have her do, and when you can follow well, you will easily learn to lead well. Each of you, my dear ones, whether you are out in the world or in school or community, can benefit greatly by learning to do the will of another over your will, especially when you recognize that person has been put in place to lead you to higher ground. You may sell all you have, give to the poor, even offer your body to be martyred, but there is one thing difficult above all else to part with: the purse of your own opinion. It is best if that purse is burnt in the fires of brotherly love. Opinion is most often what the enemy uses to begin controversies. Then comes taking sides and division. Soon after that comes hard feelings, and by then Satan has formed a wedge in the midst of souls that were once of one heart and mind. Be tenderly compassionate with one another, and forsake all occasions of rancor and division. I am asking all of you to be on guard, because the enemy is constantly setting you up for a confrontation. Mostly you see it coming, but sometimes you don't, and that's all it takes to drive a wedge. You all come from various backgrounds, so there is plenty of room for diverse thinking. But if you are dwelling in my heart, listening to my pulse, you will find there are no controversies, only brotherly love. And as I said, Satan hates your care and love for one another, so he will goad you on until he finds a way to set you against your brother or sister, or even Clare. If you are very humble, you will quickly be warned of the enemy's tactics to set you against each other, and run from it as a lethal gas. If you are proud, you will easily take offense and defend yourself until you have mastered your opponent. These are the choices a true heart-dweller has. May I say, in my heart, there are no opponents. Outside my heart, opponents are everywhere. But when you dwell in my heart, the things that matter to me most will occupy your consciousness, and you will shun a spirit of opposition and self-righteousness that stirs up hard feelings. My blessed ones, walk in love and abandon the ways of self-seeking. For this I will reward you greatly, because I search the world for such hearts to dwell in. I bless you now with my peace. Walk in these sandals of peace, and I will deliver you from the snares of the enemy. I long to have you with me. Keep watch and stay prepared.